What's up, everybody? As you can see, welcome in to Chill With Clayton episode 25.
And a happy new year to all of you. Happy 2026. I hope you all had a great Christmas holiday and a great new year. And whatever it is you're doing right now, I hope you're doing good this week.
Yeah, I cannot believe it. It is 2026 already. But, ladies and gentlemen, we got quite the episode for you because, let's just say life threw us a curveball.
It did indeed throw us a curveball. And we're here to talk about it today.
Yeah,
Because sadly, both of us, so if you paid attention to our channel or the Chill with Clayton channel over the last few weeks, you noticed that we weren't able to post passion content like we promised. So, and it wasn't because we were lazy. It's again, it appeared that God threw both me and Clayton a curveball.
Yeah.
So like I said, we're here to talk about that today.
Yeah, it felt like one of those slow curveballs that Clayton Kershaw threw. Quick little MLB reference, by the way.
I don't get that.
I
Who is Clayton Kershaw?
Clayton Kershaw was an amazing pitcher from the Los Angeles Dodgers. Great Christian, by the way. Love to have him on the show.
All right, cool. Yeah.
But as you all know, we're gonna go ahead and do this. So like and subscribe to our channel for great content coming up in 2026, because I think we got a lot of good plans. God's got a lot of good plans coming up for us in 2026.
And if you'd like to be a part of the show, if you'd like to be interviewed by Monsieur Clayton himself, you can DM him on the Chill with Clayton Instagram page, where you can also check out our daily Bible verses. Or you could also, and for the love of God, please use this email address, because we had it up since July and we haven't gotten any emails. So please, for my sake, because I run the email, chillwithclayton@gmail.com. You can also communicate through us that way. Again, not just for interview requests. If you have any show ideas, if you have any Bible verses you want to see on the page, you can let us know there. And Clayton, you miss anything?
Not much. I mean, like and follow if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Like you said, the Chill with Clayton email, we don't want that to become a desert town. Mike's been working on that. Yeah. And by the way, if anyone was wondering where those awesome designs from the Daily Bible Verse came from, Mike did those. So pretty awesome. And what I've heard is actually you're going to have a different monthly design this year.
That's right. Yeah. So if you've been paying attention to the backdrop of at least the January Bible verses, it's like a different nature background. So as every month begins this year, I'm going to switch that backdrop out with a new nature backdrop. It could be a mountain, it could be of like a desert or the Amazon rainforest. It could be of anything. But the text and all that stuff is going to be the same, but I'm going to change out the backdrop. Clayton and I will work together on that. But yeah, I thought new year, why not start with a new design? Just for something different. So
pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get equipped by blibber blabbering on the intro. Let's get into the show now, folks.
Let's get into it.
All right, guys. So talking about like what has been happening the last couple of days with the Passion 2026 plans. As you all know, like we said in the intro, we were planning on going to Passion 2026. We had so much awesome content lined up. Like we were going to go out and interview people. We were going to give our daily recaps in the form of reels and YouTube shorts. We had such big plans. But then life threw us a curveball, like I said. And, first off, it started with, I was kind of chilling back at my house, as you know, chilling back home. And I receive a phone call. And, Mike, you can explain what happened.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, my grandmother, without going too much into like the details of the illness and stuff, out of respect for my grandpa, who's still around, and my family, she was in the hospital for a couple weeks for what we thought was some sort of routine checkup, routine surgery. But kind of after a couple weeks, I get the call from my dad, saying that, hey, Michael, grandpa or grandma, excuse me, grandma is not, she's not doing well, and um, like, and this is around the week we were supposed to go to Passion. Basically, my dad says, yeah, grandma's not doing great, and we might have to go up to New York because, for those who don't know, my dad is from New York, and by extension, my grandparents, his siblings, my cousins, etc., they all live up there. So he said, Michael, we might need to go out to New York in a few days to say our goodbyes to grandma, uh, plan out the funeral, everything. So we we took the earliest flight we could up to New York on December 30th of 2025. We landed about 12:30 Eastern time, so about 11:30 Texas time. Uh, we drove, or my uncle Mike picked us up from the airport, and we drove to the hospital she was at. Thankfully, we were able to see her one more time while she was still alive. Um, she wasn't able to communicate or anything, because she was in the ICU. Um, but we were able to say her goodbyes. We were able to say our goodbyes. I was glad to good that my grandpa, my aunt and uncle, cousins, they were all there with me and my dad. So it's good that we had that sort of familial support around. And at 3:31 Eastern time, 2:31 Texas time in the afternoon, my grandmother passed away. She was 83 years old, and um, yeah, this was a very unexpected event. It wasn't like she was suffering from any like debilitating cancer or anything like that, where it took like months and months. It took about 20 days for, I guess, from where she went to the hospital till when she passed. She was 83 years old, and what's this Friday, Clayton?
This Friday is the
Or let me check. Yeah, 13th. So
14, 15, 16.
so you okay? So you guys are getting this episode on Friday, January 16th.
Yep.
Exactly 1 week from this episode's release, my grandmother would have been 84 years old. So we were in New York until January 8th. Because they needed my dad, his siblings, grandpa, they needed to plan the funeral, make the arrangements and everything. And it was a very nice service. It was at a Catholic church because, again, my dad's side of the family's Catholic. Very beautiful service, and we went to her burial. And yeah, like I said, we came back about January 8th, and yeah, so yeah, I think either the day before we, it was the day before we left. That is when, yeah, I did call Clayton and let him know that, like, hey man, I don't think I'm going to be able to make Passion. I'm really sorry, and um, yeah, so sadly, that's what happened. Just my grandma. She was an amazing woman. This episode is dedicated to her, in her memory, and yeah, I love her to death. I always will love her, and she's an amazing cook. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, that's what happened on my end. What about you, Clayton?
So yeah, I got that call later that night. Like Mike was telling us, like Mike was telling you. So what the plans were for my end was gonna go ahead. Me and my family were gonna go and still stay in the room that me and Mike were planning on staying at out in Fort Worth, Texas. We're planning to stay at a local Hilton. It's about 30 minutes away from Globe Life Field, which is where Passion 2026 took place, and we were gonna plan to have great fun over there. So my parents wanted to join me, come along, and they could go out and do their stuff in Fort Worth, go hang out, have a good time, as mom and dad could do, like go out and explore the stockyards, have a good time, have just a time of rest in general. But so we're getting ready. Friday comes up for Passion, or Thursday, excuse me, of Passion 2026. we're getting ready. We're getting all packed up in the car. It's going to be like so much fun. So we head out into Fort Worth, Texas. We go to one of the best Tex-Mex restaurants out in all of the state of Texas, which is Joe T. Garcia's. Now, Joe T. Garcia's, y'all, if you've never been to Joe T. Garcia's, highly recommend to go do it. Amazing food. So we get there. I end up actually running into some kids, or actually some young adults at that were going to go to Passion 2026 that were actually from Nashville, Tennessee, which was pretty cool. And I was telling them, like, hey, guys, yeah, we'd love to see you there. Can't wait to see you there. I was so excited for it. So we're eating our lunch. Everything's going smoothly. Then, sorry about that. We take care of the bill, take care of everything else. And we walk out to our car. And come to find out, someone tried to break into our car. And yeah, it was a hard thing to swallow. My dad had already had his driver's side door all the way fully up. So someone tried to break into the car. And by the time when we got back, it was partially all the way, it was partially down.
Like the window? Or?
Yeah, the window was partially down. And so my dad, hits the button to put it full the way down and, try to push it back up, and then we'd, be on our merry way, be back to the hotel, and everything would have been smooth. But the trouble is when we pulled it all the way down is the window, the gears, they broke. So we had to get brand new gears for our window. So that was a lot of fun for the car. Yeah, so that was a lot of fun, making that a possibility. So due to a window being fully wide open, and as you all know in this world, there's a lot of stuff going on, and having your driver's side window all the way open is not a good thing. It's not a good thing. So, staying out in Fort Worth, I know we were in a safe part of town, but still just to know that our car was more safer at the house. Unfortunately, we had to go home, and I was absolutely heartbroken. My parents were heartbroken because they were looking forward to just seeing me what I could do. So yeah, as I was saying, came back home. I was heartbroken. My parents were heartbroken. Everyone was heartbroken. So I was gonna try to do the Passion 2026 online that night, but just thinking about all the videos, all my friends that were there already, I had a group chat that I was actually gonna go sit with. So shout out to those guys and gals. Y'all know who you are if you're watching the video. Shout out to y'all. We had a great group chat going. We were so excited to meet each other. We were gonna get floor seats. It was gonna be so awesome. But like I said, I had to go home. I was going to watch it online, but even if I was going to watch it online, like I felt just that itch, that tug, that heartbreak still. And it hurt like so bad. And my own pride came in the way of that because like my dad told me, he goes like, why don't you just call somebody up and like see if they can take you up there? But like at that time, I was just so heartbroken. My pride had got in my way. Like I was telling Mike a couple days ago, like we went out and got lunch together. I kind of felt like my pride got in the way of the content of the video. Like knowing that Passion 2026 was about being on fire for Jesus and being on fire for God. Like I was so excited for the content that I was going to give to y'all. Still trying to, preach God's word into it, tell you about God at the same time. But like I was looking into like my kind of side of like what I was going to be so happy about. Like it's my content that is going to be out there. Like that could go viral. That could be reposted by Passion. That could be seen by the great Louis Giglio, like I was thinking that, but like God, humbled me on that. Like, and there could be differing opinions on that, but that's the way I felt about this whole thing.
Yeah, and I guess I sort of felt maybe a little bit different, but I mean, I do sort of agree with you that like maybe we were a little bit too prideful. We were like, oh, it's our content, our content. God's like, excuse you?
Mm-hmm.
But But I mean, I did kind of feel that like this was more just bad luck on our end because certainly we don't plan for things like a death in the family
No.
or
Car
sadly
breaking.
carjackings, crime like that. Um, and because I don't think God really, he certainly doesn't want that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I do sort of agree with you in that we were kind of like, oh, content, yay, it's our thing, it's our thing.
Yeah.
But and what's most important, I think what's most important, at least in terms of the show, is not so much myself or even Clayton.
Yep.
It's more of how the gospel affects you guys, how it can be reached to you, and like how God can speak to you
Mm-hmm.
through, I mean, especially what Clayton says, because I'm not a theologian or Bible expert, but um, it's more about God. The show is more about God, and I think we both kind of lost sight of that in the excitement of passion, passion, and then of course when all these things happen, we were like, oh man, but
Yeah.
but you know, at least for my case, I ended up making peace with it because my family is more important than anything. Like being with my family at that crucial moment where my grandmother unfortunately passed on, and everyone was grieving and everything. It was my duty. I felt that it was my duty as a son, as a grandson, as a nephew, cousin, to be there for my family and to share in their grief, comfort everybody.
Yep.
And because it was rough. It was a very hard time for all of us, and especially given how unexpected her passing was. So it was. So I thought. I mean, as much as it sucked that I wasn't able to go to Passion myself, it's more important, and God certainly would have wanted me to be in New York, to be there to not just to grieve my grandmother, but also to be there for my family, and because at the end of the day, family is the closest thing to Jesus, to God that you have on this earth. Is unconditional love. And when they give that to you, you give it back in bucket loads.
That and also.
I guess that's how I feel.
Yeah, that and also like reminding your family as well, like that she's gone home to be with Jesus.
Yeah, and I definitely shared that because especially my cousins were my older cousins
Mm-hmm.
who knew my grandma the longest,
Oh yeah.
out of the five cousins.
Yep.
They were especially upset
Oh, most
and
definitely.
broken hearted about this. And yeah, one of the things I said to them was like, yeah, she's not in pain anymore. She's in a better place. She's with Jesus, and yeah, she loved us all very much. And that's one of the things you got to remember because everyone grieves differently, but the grieving process is not going to be fun and it's not going to be easy either. So how you can mitigate that is just to remember the good times, remember the fun memories you had with a loved, again, not just a grandparent, but a spouse, a sibling, a partner, a parent, um, a cousin, a friend. Remember the good times you had together,
Mm-hmm.
and that will come with time. Because again, there's the 5 stages of grief: denial, anger, bargaining, something, and acceptance. I forgot the other one. I'm sorry, but you know, eventually you will get to the point where you know you you think of the good times and the good memories, and they'll put a smile on your face,
Mm-hmm.
and that I, that's the best way to sort of deal with your grief. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Yeah.
if 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 you can't laugh about it, you're gonna cry. So
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, for me on my end, I mean, like, I texted a lot of my buddies the next day, just saying like, "Hey guys, like, just prayers for me in general because like I was just so heartbroken and like like to think like at the beginning like you can think like a lot of like our first reaction of our flesh would be to be angry at God, like why did this happen? Why is this happening to me? Like why did this happen? But like my mom and dad told me on the ride home or on the ride back to Wiley, Texas, they go, "This happened for a reason. We don't know why it happened, but it happened for a reason. There's always a reason behind like what is going on." And it was a quite the start to 2026. But like I said, but the good thing was though, I did get Joe T. Garcia's leftovers, and their fajitas were absolutely phenomenal. So that was an amazing thing to have. At least that was a good thing. And then talked with my buddy, my friend Colton. Shout out to Colton. Shout out KP. Talked to him for about a couple minutes on the way back, and got to talk to him how his life was going on, and that was a good thing to talk about. But to wrap this all up, and we'll give you the mission call of what the next plans are. Which, dude, we're pretty excited about what could come, but we're gonna need y'all's help. We'll let you know what that is here in about a moment. But I think the thing for me is about reviewing over these plans of Passion 2026 and going through it is just be prepared for like what's gonna come. You never know what's gonna come, so God's gonna throw you curveballs in life. Life ain't gonna be easy, and I took it kind of hard, but just to see like what had happened at Passion 2026, and there was this thing, and if you went to Passion 2026, you would have seen it, and it said like God had you there for a reason. Now, of course, the devil was kind of going at me, going like, "Well, why weren't you there? Why weren't you there for that reason? It's it's the ballpark of your home favorite team, the Texas Rangers, 2023 World Champs. It's all about this. God kept you away from that. God kept you away from this." Don't listen to those lies that the devil tells you, because he's trying to make God look like the bad guy. He's trying to make him look like the bad guy. He was trying to tell me like, God kept you away from that. God kept you away from those messages. Hey, hello, the messages were online, so you could have still watched it, Clayton. So, But yeah, so my point for y'all is, hey, life's gonna throw you curveballs. Life ain't gonna be easy, but with God, everything's gonna go well. Let's talk about the plans and the mission call that I have for y'all.
I'm going to go ahead and peace out of this. I'll let Clayton take over from here. But thanks again for listening to my story, guys. Please keep my family in your prayers. And I'll see y'all next time.
All right. We'll see you in a bit, Mike. See you in a bit. He's going back behind the camera. So, cool. All right, guys. So, going on to like what we're going to be doing for the Passion 2026 plans now. So, your boy, Clayton, of course, the host right here, I'm going to be watching it online. Like I said earlier, we're going to watch it. I've been watching some of the performances with Crowder recently. I'm going to watch KB's performance, but I'm going to watch the full recap of Passion 2026. By the way, if you want to watch Passion 2026, just look up Passion 2026 on your web browser, on your phone, computer, whatever. They're not even. I'm not being paid to say this. I wish I was Passion conferences, but I'm not. But in all fun, Passion 2026. They have all of the different sessions that are out there. So if you're like me and you still have not seen Passion 2026, or you were not able to attend Passion 2026, passion2026.com, that you can find all of the sessions, and pretty cool. But here is my mission call for y'all. If you did go to Passion 2026, and since I couldn't make it to Passion 2026, I still want to make a Passion 2026 review video. But here's the thing. I didn't go, but I know some of y'all, my audience, did go to Passion 2026. So if you are willing to do this, please, if you don't mind, send in these things. Now, you can do any of these things. You could do all of them. If you only want to do one of them, we would highly appreciate that you would do these. So, you can do a 1 to 3 minute testimonial about your Passion 2026 experience. That can be from anything from like your favorite messages, the worship, the fun things you did after Passion 2026, like sessions, whatever you want to talk about in Passion 2026. We'd love to hear like your experience of Passion 2026. If you have any photos from Passion 2026, we would love to share them. We would love to show those off in the videos, like show them off, like, and see all of just the photos of what heaven could look like that we've been seeing from Passion 2026. I mean, I'm talking about the worship. I'm talking about speakers. I'm talking about your funny photos. I'm talking about anything that's just like Passion 2026 related. Like, send them in. We'd love to see them. We'd love to share them with people out there in the world. Because what the main mission of this is to share the gospel to people who desperately need the gospel. As you know, America, it is going crazy right now. And to share the testimonials, photos, what you learned from Passion 2026, why you should go to Passion conferences if you've never been. We want to share those out with people. We want to share those experiences so people will know about Passion 2026 or 2027, excuse me. And they will be on fire to go. They will be anticipating of what the mission that Jesus Christ has for them in their lives. We want to share that. We want to share that with people who desperately need the gospel and awesome family content. So like if you're a parent, like you can send your kids later on to Passion when they get older. If you're a college student and you're thinking that the world has gone crazy, but there's a conference out there where there's college age students that are worshiping the gospel and it's so much fun. That's why we want to make these videos happen. Like, please. And by the way, if you want to do this, here is how you can send in your videos, your photos, and your experiences of Passion 2026. Like my friend Mike said earlier, the Chill With Clayton email. It's like a desert town right now, but if you want to share your videos, your photos, and your experiences of Passion 2026, by the way, we can give you credit if you want to. If you want to put your name on there, you can. Or if you wish to remain anonymous, that is totally fine. You can remain anonymous as well. But you can do that. You can send it to chillwithclayton@gmail.com. We can send in those. You can send in those photos, videos, and experiences. On Instagram, I have posted a couple videos of what's going down. We'd love for you to repost those videos so you can share those videos out. So you can share it with your friends and family. Like, hey, Clayton wants to do, or the Chill With Clayton podcast really wants to share experiences of Passion 2026. We'd love for y'all to share them. Like, repost the video, share the video with your friends. On the video, this just came into my mind actually, and God told me to do this. If you have your Passion 2026 experiences, comment them down on the Instagram post. Like, say, hey, like, this was my Passion 2026 experience, and we'll also we'll try to put a little comment bubble, like saying like such and such. Here's their experience of Passion 2026. Also, you can DM me the photos and videos and experiences on my Chill With Clayton Instagram page. You can DM me those. If you know me personally, if you know Clayton Inslee personally, like besides the podcast host, but if you know me personally, you know what to do. You can text me or you can text me the photos and videos, and I'll be able to get those. By the way, if you want to get if you want to know that kind of side, I prefer if you're more personally knowing me, I prefer that a little bit better. But if you don't know me, yeah, just go ahead and send it to the email or the Instagram. That's totally cool. But like I said, email chillwithclayton at gmail.com, Instagram chillwithclayton, comment under the videos, DM me your experiences, photos, videos, or experiences. Same thing if you know me personally, text me those. Also, we want to just make this thing all about Jesus. We want this to be all about God. We want this to be all about the gospel. We want this all to be about that. So please, if you want to share your Passion 2026 experiences, I know I've been saying it many times now, but please send in your photos, videos, and experiences because we would love to share them with people that want the experiences of Passion 2026. Folks, I'm counting on y'all to do this. Help me out with this. This would be a lot of fun. So, yeah. All right, guys. So, like I said earlier, send in your Passion 2026 experiences, photos, and videos. I'll just kind of go over them one more time. Email chillwithclayton at gmail.com. Instagram, chillwithclayton. You can DM me or you can comment under our posts of videos. Also repost them, share them to people you know who went to Passion 2026 and would love to share their experiences of that. You can put your name on there if you want to, or if you wish to remain anonymous, that is totally cool. You can remain anonymous as well. But, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and get into our Bible verse. Oh, and finally, if you know me personally, text. You know what to do. But we're going to go ahead and get into our daily Bible verse. It is Proverbs 3:5-6. I think it's just a classic Bible verse. After all the curveballs that me and Mike kind of endured this past couple weeks, this verse has just been a very good verse just to go back and marinate over and read as well. And it says this: trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him and he will make your path straight. So going into this, we didn't know what was going to happen with our Passion 2026 experience. As you all know, those plans got thrown out. And it was kind of a hard pill to swallow at some times. But God still had a way for us to go, check out Passion 2026. There's still a way to go do that. Watch it online, watch the sessions. Now, yes, is it not as the same as, watching your favorite rapper like KB live, like doing his thing live, or hearing I Saw the Light or I'll Fly Away from Crowder live at Globe Life Field with like over 45,000 other people? Like, no, that experience ain't going to be replicated. It ain't going to be replicated. But you could still see the experience through a computer. You can still see it through technology. Is it the way you wanted it to go down? No, but you still get to see the experience yourself. And that's the one thing that life's going to come out with. We don't know what's coming up in 2026. God does know what's coming up in 2026, but you just have to lean on your ways. You have to lean on his ways in 2026, not on your own ways, because that's going to get you down into the dumps. Yeah, just trust God in 2026. There was one thing that my teacher always said on Sunday mornings. He goes, I trust you, God. What are we going to do today? Like, I trust you. I can't exactly remember the right phrase that he said, but if you know, you know. It's oh, do you trust me today? That's it. Do you trust me today? And that's what you got to say in 2026. Do you trust God today? We don't know what's going to come up in 2026, like I said. We don't know what deaths will come in 2026. We don't know what new life changes will come in 2026. We don't know what's going to come up. As a 22-year-old, about to be 23-year-old young man, there's going to be a lot of life changes coming up for us. If you're a kid, you're growing older. You might be going to elementary school for the first time. You might be going to middle school, intermediate school, junior high, moving up to the next grade. In my case, it might be a new job. It might be a new family experience. It might be marriage, or for some of us in our generation, it might be having a kid or a death in the family or whatever could come up. In 2026, there's going to be something that's going to change. But do you trust God through those changes? That's the main thing that Proverbs 3:5-6 says. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Even though you might not understand what's going on like I did, trust that the Lord will have something waiting for you, a light at the end of the tunnel. Well, guys, that's going to go ahead and wrap up Chill With Clayton, episode 25. Was this how I was thinking episode 25 was going to go? No. But guys, like I always say, don't mess with Texas. God bless y'all. Keep Jesus first. Folks, like I said, if you have Passion 2026 experiences, photos, and videos, send it through our email, chillwithclayton@gmail.com, Instagram, chillwithclayton, DM me, or comment on our Chill With Clayton video post. If you know me personally, text me, or whatever else. Well, y'all, hope you have a wonderful day. And we'll continue to pray for Mike's family as well. Guys, we will see y'all later. Adios. We'll see y'all with episode 2026, our Passion 2026 experience online, and hopefully y'all's too. Have a wonderful day, y'all.